that person.
You can't turn it around all the way, Chris.
I know.
Remember to watch the lens and not the light.
So Ginger, as soon as he gets done, then you lead us.
Okay.
Thank you for watching FETV, Channel 11. We'll just follow Ginger's lead.
Hey, we're the Underground crew, live Friday nights at 8 o'clock.
Thank you for watching FETV Channel 11.
That one sounded
That's
like it
a
went well.
wrap.
I think that one sounded like
That's
it
a
went well.
hit.
It's a wrap.
We're going to be movie stars.
That's right. Feel like that. You want to see it?
We're Molon Lobby News.
Join us in the fight for liberty.
It's just jet fuel. Okay, well, look up geoengineering, look up a HARP project, you know, kind of look into what I'm talking about, and just take it with a grain of salt, you know. Don't take what I'm saying. Build your own conclusions out of what the research that you do on it. Just do some research and see what's going on.
Yeah, just be open-minded about what's going on.
Exactly,
Just,
yeah.
and check it out.
Yeah, you know, like you were talking about the protests and you know, the cop killings, and you know, with the one in Ferguson, I have to admit, I'm on the side of the police on that one. You know, from the video that I saw of him, you know, with the strong arm robbery and whatnot, it certainly looked to me like he was I could see him based on that behavior being combative.
Yeah.
You know, and so it seems to me that it probably was justified. But the one in New York, you know, the video on that, I mean, the guy, you know, yeah, he obviously didn't want to go to jail and he backed up, but he never attempted to strike anyone. He had his hands like this the whole time. They jumped all over him and he got choked, you know, like it certainly looks extreme.
It does.
You know, what I would like to see is the evidence the grand jury saw, you know, because obviously I only saw, you know, 5-second clip on the news of it, you know, and they're going to show the most inflammatory part.
Exactly.
You know, but based on that, it does look like the cops went overboard. You know, so that, like you were saying, that's where we need to look at the whole picture, make sure you take it all in before you make up your mind.
Yeah, and to go back to the Michael Brown story also, I mean, there was, from what's been told to us as the real story, it doesn't sound good for him. It sounds like he was in the wrong, and you know, he shouldn't have been doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
But I mean, does that justify he needs to be pumped with 8, 9, 10 bullets?
Yeah.
Because I mean, and then they leave his body in the street for 3, 4 hours. And
Yeah, you know,
obviously you're gonna incite the neighborhood in a community of where it went down and everything.
Especially when they don't already trust the police.
Exactly. Yeah, in a town that's got 80% black population and about a 95% white police force.
Yeah.
It might stir up some issues. So.
You know what makes me mad is that they have all the tools to bring the propaganda out and how the story, or basically control the narrative and how the story is told.
Exactly.
And people, individuals like us, how are we going to fight back unless we stand up for one another?
Right.
I almost, you know, I know there's some good cops, but my natural instinct is to stand up for the individual that's being bullied.
Exactly.
Even if they're wrong, I'd be like, okay, now listen, you need to calm down a little bit so you don't get shot or something.
Exactly.
But I would almost stand up for them than I would for the police, just because they have a bigger pulpit, to speak from. They are just more aggressive. Yeah. And like you said, they're becoming more militarized, which scares the heck out of a lot of people.
Oh yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah. So do you see that the younger people right now are becoming more familiar with this? What's your stance there?
To me, from what I can see, it goes one of two ways. It's either you want to know more about what's going on, and you want more information, or you want to see different angles to different sides of stories. And you know, that's what I try and provide. I just try and provide the alternative story to, hey, what if this was what happened? You know, check into this. We should do some studying into this instead of just thinking what's going on with how the media told us the story is or whatnot.
Right. So how'd you get so many viewers or followers?
You know, on Instagram, a lot of it is you can follow by hashtags. And that's kind of the new, bigger, trending thing of what's going on in today's culture. So a lot of my posts, I would just hashtag it with, chemtrails or GMO or label GMO or Monsanto, and you can kind of, if say a company's trying to promote a cause or something, and they're a negative company and they're putting their corporate dollars into these overseas wars or whatnot, and you want to hop onto their hashtag, you create a kind of controversial image and you hashtag it with that. So if the followers on Instagram or just anyone who's on Instagram, if they go to search a certain term or a certain image, if you have that hashtag in there and that's what they're searching for, that's the image they're going to find, and it's going to pop up that way. So I think it was a lot to do with that, just
Right.
kind of putting out a whole bunch of hashtags on pictures and whatnot, and kind of getting people that are a little bit like-minded or just at least open-minded to see a different side of a story.
Now, how do they get a hold of you on Instagram?
I mean, a lot of people will just comment in a picture if they're, if they're controversial to it or whatever, they comment on a picture. But sometimes there's ways that you can send pictures directly to users of the website, so it's kind of like Facebook messaging a little bit, to where you just have an inbox and you can view messages sent to you, and then it basically just creates a thread. There's an image and people can comment on that below, but it's a private thread between whoever it's sent to.
You ever get any like real bad hate mail, like threats or anything?
Not really too much. I've had a couple mysterious comments come on some of my images, but nothing really that I took serious.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's always those people out there. I see them. There's a lot of different profiles that I'll follow on there too, kind of with the same little bit of a message. Just be open-minded and look into your stuff. And so I see some images and whatnot from those kind of profiles, and I see some of the people commenting on there, and they'll have 100,000 followers or whatever on their pages, and there's all kinds of different angles. There'll be 1,000 comments on the whole thread or the whole image itself, and it's all the different viewpoints.
I mean, going back to the protests in New York, that is another thing that really angered me about it. Even if the guy was lashing out at the cops, which it didn't appear that he was, if you look at what he was being charged with, it was like selling e-cigarettes illegally. So basically,
gosh.
it's selling cigarettes without the government getting their cut.
Getting the tax.
I mean, over that. The government not getting their tax dollars.
They just want their hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah.
If someone's making money, they want a part of it.
Yeah.
So do you feel like, do you have older folks following you, or is it just mostly younger?
It's ages from younger in the like mid-teens, some younger kids even like 8, 9, 10 years old, and then there's kids all the way, or there's older folks up to, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 years old. I mean, it's pretty funny to see. Their page will only have 1 or 2 images. They don't know how to use it too well, but they're seeing my message still comes across their feed. They'll see my image and they'll see kind of my point of view. So
Yeah. So I also heard that you have people from Israel following you.
I couldn't say for sure. I mean, there's a couple of people. When the Palestine whole situation was going on with Israel invading and putting ground troops in there and going in, I put up some different controversial images around that time, and I would get people from Palestine saying, oh, you're not seeing both sides of the picture, or people that agree with me on it. And there's people from all over the world on that website, really. So it's a good way to get a message out.
So sometimes when these people are commenting back, do they kind of help rethink some of the things that you're thinking, or you're pretty much solid on what your thoughts are?
I'm an open-minded person. I'm willing to read these comments and listen to different people's viewpoints, and sometimes they bring up great topics and they bring up great angles that I might not thought about in this whole situation. Maybe my opinion was based off of one story that I thought was to be the truth, but their angle adds a different perspective to it, and hey, maybe I should look into that.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think we've got. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to ask how old you were, if you don't mind me asking.
Oh, I'm 22 years old.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty advanced, reasoning, I guess. Being as open-minded. I know when I was 22, I thought that I had it all figured out, and You know, the world kicks your ass a few times and you realize you don't know everything you thought you did. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you can be open-minded at such a young
definitely.
age.
Well, yeah, that was kind of the thing too. When I was younger, I was just kind of the mainstream kind of kid. You know, I played sports. I played football and baseball, and out of high school, I did good in high school. I didn't have problems. I had a mid, like 3.5 cumulative GPA. I was a pretty smart kid in classes. I paid attention to what was going on. I just didn't see the bigger picture of it. And you know, I graduated high school. I went a little bit with the system. You know, went to go start doing college, taking classes, and I realized I don't know what I want to do. Why am I going to this college if I don't want to do anything with the degree I'm going to get from it?
Right.
And half the time, even if I just got a useless business degree, you're still going to have to start over in a company anyway. You got to work from the bottom, and it depends on the kind of hard work you're going to put in to get somewhere.
Right.
And, you know, my parents really instilled some good teachings in me growing up. I feel like they taught me the value of a dollar, and they taught me how to respect people around me and how to, you know, how to work hard and get ahead in life. So.
It's awesome.
Good. Yeah.
I think we got a question from our audience. It's Mitch, one of our callers that stirred up some problems here a couple weeks ago.
Good kind of problems.
But good problems, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So Mitch, welcome to the show.
How's it going, Mitch? Good.
I just wanted to say, Travis, that it's great for you to start the conversation. I think that's something that's really important for us to do with everybody in our lives right now with all the stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
What I'm not hearing a lot of on TV, besides the black and white issue, I think with the immigration, we've also brought in the Hispanic issue. I'm hearing a lot of anger against Hispanics in with all this, and I think that's going to be part of what they're planning with this race war. This is all very timely.
Right.
And it all seems I'm just not hearing a lot of people talking about that. And I'm hearing other people's frustration with not only with what's going on, but when you're going to the store and you see a Hispanic family that these are not bad people. I've known lots of illegals, worked with lots of illegals in construction, some of the best people I've known.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Absolutely, yeah.
but when you see them in there, they can't speak English, they're dressed to the nines, and they got shopping carts full of thousands of dollars worth of stuff, and they're on a shopping spree because they just got their check. It's getting pretty prevalent right now, and
Yeah, it
I
is.
actually witnessed it myself in Fred Meyer's the other day
Oh, yeah.
when I was in there with my girls, and I don't know, I thought maybe that was something to shoot at you because I think that the conversation is the important part right now, and what you're doing is very important.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, when actually mainstream actually started touching the immigration subject, which was surprising to me in the first place, but I think they got so much pressure from just outside people saying, you know, what's going on, and I think even the Alex Jones show had a lot to do with that. They shed a pretty big light on it and how big the borders open down there, and you know, it's not really something that we need to take out on the illegals. You know, it's not their fault. If you look at the countries that they're coming from, I mean, would you blame them if you were in that same situation?
No, I mean, they're in a bad situation down there in Mexico.
Exactly. So wouldn't you want to come to a good place, but at the same time, you have to blame the main subject of it, who happens to be our president. And he is just blatantly disregarding the entire issue that what this is going to do to the country. You know, we already have millions of people in this country that are unemployed and looking for jobs. There's a lot of them, granted, that aren't looking for jobs, and those illegals would gladly come in and take those jobs and work hard at them and get the job done. But as they come in, they can flood the market with a lower working wage, which drives down the middle class in America. And once you start driving down the middle class, you start to get that bigger gap between the rich and the poor, and it starts to really define itself. And it's crazy how blatantly obvious a lot of the media is with how they really want to run this world. I just saw the Hunger Games this last week on Tuesday, and
amazing.
I mean, the subliminal imagery's there. The whole police state mentality. You do what you're told by the state. You do the job you're told. It's a communist manifesto, basically. I mean, it's how they want a communist society in America, and I think with them rubbing it in our face, some people should see it, and I feel like if you're awake to really how corrupt our government is, if you see the lies that the president tells on a daily basis at least, you might start asking questions about things like that, and you know, how far away is the revolution? How far around the corner is it going to take for someone to wake up? You know, they say the Civil War was fought with 3% of the country.
Yeah, something like very small.
3-5%.
Yep.
That's all it takes, really.
Yeah.
I mean, the people that are in charge, the top 1%, it's not a lot. You know, the people have to realize that they're the ones that make this whole economy go. They're the ones that, you know, put their nose to the grind and make these companies the money. Right. So it's a pretty corrupt system.
You're making some really strong statements here. So as in being 22, do you get any backlash from that?
You know, I get
people the same age as you.
I get backlash for sure. Yeah, a lot of people. Why do you even care? You know, you enjoy yourself, just have fun, YOLO.
Yeah.
No, that's not what it's about. You know, you want to have a future for yourself, and you want to have a future for your kids. You don't want to leave a society worse than you came into it. And that's definitely where we're going.
Yeah, so. even basic animals know that crap. You know, you don't crap where you eat.
Exactly.
You know, you don't ruin. And I wanted to go back to the immigration thing. I used to work with this guy. He was kind of off the wall, and he came up to me telling me about this T-shirt he ordered off the internet, and it was a big fist with the middle finger, and it said, you know, F you. I mean, it had the real word, but it said F you immigrants. And he told me about this and just started laughing and slapping his knee and ha ha ha. And I said, yeah, you know, my dad's an immigrant. And he just kind of, really? You know, like, yeah, he's from Costa Rica. I used to live there. And what I don't like is how the media tries to portray this as a race war, that it's whites versus Hispanics or Americans versus, well, we just don't like Hispanic people. And it's like, that's I'm going to say it, it's bullshit. Yep. My dad is from Costa Rica. He's a legal immigrant. He's been here since 1971. And my dad doesn't like the illegal immigrants because they give people like him a bad name, that they come over here without permission. And to me, I liken it to waiting in line. Like, who would tolerate that? You know, people like my dad got in line, waited their turn, and came in. And someone else cuts in line. Imagine waiting in line for concert tickets or the movies, and someone cuts in front of you, and you bring it to the manager's attention. Hey, you know, this guy in front of me, he cut in line. Imagine your response if they told you, well, sir, he's already in line, so just let him stay there, and you'll just have to wait longer. No one would tolerate that. No one. Right. And it is completely unfair to people like my dad, and they try to portray it as a racist issue. It's like, well, it's my dad's excuse. He hates Hispanics. He is Hispanic. Right. You know. Exactly. And when I went down to Costa Rica the last time in 2009, I was talking with my cousin, and they had the exact same problems with people coming over from Nicaragua into Costa Rica. And these Nicaraguans, they come over here and they work for half of what everyone else will work for, and it disrupts the local economy. So what's their excuse? They just don't like Hispanics? You know, it is not a racist issue. It is a cultural issue, you know, and I mean, it does. You know, I agree with everything you said. They're coming over for the right reasons. If I had kids and they were starving and I knew if I could go to Canada and make 3 times what I make here, I'd probably do it. Absolutely. But it's unsustainable. I mean, our country's $18 trillion in debt, and we can't afford it. I mean, it's sad to have to be that hard-hearted, but it has to be done.
What's sad about that, Adrian, is they're telling the Hispanics that we don't want them, we hate them, and stuff like that. So when they're coming in here, it almost looks like they already have this idea that we don't like them and we hate them. Yeah. It's not that I hate these people. I hate what their government is doing. Yeah. It's dishonest to them, and it's dishonest to us. Yeah. Why don't, you know, I know some Hispanics that actually came over and they said, we went through the right, proper procedures in how to become citizens. Why can't everybody else?
Yeah. And they should. And like you said, it's like,
we're not keeping them out.
Yeah. If you look at the natural resources of Mexico, I mean, with the reserves of gold and silver and oil, they could be completely prosperous. But the government screwed up.
Yep. It's corrupt and
very corrupt.
And I don't think anyone has any good ideas for how to fix it. It needs to be fixed, but who knows how to do it? Yeah. But that's a discussion we should be having, I think.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I was down there for 3 months, just kind of going to Guatemala and Mexico, and this one family I was staying with, every time they had their whole house gated up, bars on their windows, And when we would leave, the servants would go down and they walk down one side of the street, down the other corner of the street. And I was like, what's going on here? Why do they have to kind of like spread out and check the whole streets? And we'd come out and we would not stop. We would just take off. And I found out it was like 6 months later, he got kidnapped. As he came out of his house, he got kidnapped and was ransomed.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and he said it goes on like that all the time down there. Just kidnappings. I mean, who wants to live in that kind of place?
Yeah.
You know, I don't blame them for wanting to come here, but we need to have, it needs to be, the procedures need to be in place so it protects everybody. So when you go through the right procedures, you actually have freedom and actually have a potential to make a good living instead of being treated with a, what do they call it, what's the minimum wage salary?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. You know, at minimum wage now, I mean, you can barely get by with minimum wage.
Well, plus you qualify for all the benefits they're going to give you.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's a huge incentive to it too, you know. Our Democratic Party says that they're not trying to encourage illegal immigration, but they're not showing any action to stop it. And I think that's a big part of it. I feel like they're trying to really narrow the market for the American voter as well.
Oh, that's
Because you
true.
see the percentages in this last election especially, percentages of people voting that are registered even to vote is dropping significantly. And these other immigrants that are coming in, you know, a lot of stories, at least through Alex Jones's website, they were showing how they would bring them into the country, and Department of Homeland Security would pay for them to get a Greyhound ticket to go wherever they wanted in the country if they had family, or if they just claimed they had family in a certain state or wherever. They would buy them a ticket, they would ship them to whatever state they wanted to go to.
Man, when he was reporting on that, they shut his
site down.
his site down.
Yeah,
Was it over 70,000 soldiers couldn't get his website up?
Yeah,
They
through the
just shut
bases,
it
they just
down.
blocked it through all
Yeah.
government computers.
Yep.
So yeah, he had a bunch of people calling in on that too and saying, hey, you know, I was a witness to this. This happened to me.
Oh, yeah. It happened to me, too. I couldn't get on there.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
It's crazy, and when you hit those hot topic issues, you know, when something like that happens, you know, I've had my Instagram. If I was posting something on there, some days I'll post one thing on there. Some days I'll post 25 things on there, and you just throw out a bunch of subjects and start going. But there will be times when I'm posting and I'm 3-4 posts in and I'm going to post the 5th or 6th one, and all of a sudden I click on the picture I'm going to load, and then my whole site just freezes, and I'm on my phone, just freezes out, all of a sudden closes me out of the application, reopens the application. Everything on my past search history is all gone, and so it's, you know, I'd like to think it's just a glitch, but I think I know a little better than that to say just that. I think I know what's going on, a little bit of monitoring, and you can't say they're not watching your phones. You can't say they're not listening to what you're saying.
I just wanted to throw out the phone number real quick. If anyone wants to call in with any questions for Travis or any of us, the number is 360-693-7544.
yeah. Looks like Mitch has got another question.
Oh, cool. No, it's fine.
I actually worked with an immigrant for a couple of years. We became pretty good friends. He was an illegal, and I asked him. I said, "How do you get around this? We're paying taxes. You know, we're on above the board job here. How you getting around this?" And he was telling me how that they can use each other's UBI numbers, and he had a friend that was legal, and he was renting out his UBI number to a couple hundred other people that were going in on the same Social Security number into Social Security. They said that the government doesn't care about it as long as you don't claim your taxes back at the end of the year, and everybody just paid this guy a little bit of money to use his UBI number. So, but they're not talking about any of this, of course, and it's not a lot of people know that, but there's many more undocumented workers that are working here legally, using other people's information, and that's Alex has touched on that on his show about how they'll give out your information, how your information isn't safe anymore, and you know, you may be working in 5 different states right now and not even know it. So it's kind of interesting, but
Well, and it's interesting to look at that too with all the previous hacks going on with, you know, Target, Home Depot, left
Absolutely.
and right. You see the next one coming, and so it's hard to really entrust in the system, even internet or anything at all, to put a credit card number out, to put your address out anywhere. I mean, it sucks, and I think that's a lot of why they're trying to push this net neutrality among us and
Biometrics. They're
biometrics and
gonna
all
try.
that stuff. And
That's a good way to sell it. Oh my gosh.
well, and it's a good gateway to the RFID chips too. You know,
That's part of
your
biometrics.
RFID
There
chips
we go.
can't be hacked. You can keep all your money and you can keep everything else on this. And I think that's going to be, you're going to probably start seeing a lot more of these hack attacks on different companies and stuff like that. And they're going to start saying, "No, you're not secure anymore. You need the latest technology. Get your chip." And you know, it's kind of interesting when you think about that in a sense, because you think you have the chip, you know, you could probably be tracked through the chip or whatever else, but you look at today's society and everybody's already armed themselves with an RFID chip. You know,
With our
your phone tells you every action you do. It tells you where you're going. If you have an iPhone and you have any kind of location or anything on there active, it can determine your schedule. I mean, my fiance, I've had personal experiences with this. She works different schedules, and she works pretty constant on the weekdays, and she opened her information. She just pulled down her information slide, and it said it'll take you 10 minutes to get to where she was working at next. And she goes, "Wait, how does it know that that's where I'm going today?" Like, it's obviously recording your patterns. It's
Absolutely.
telling exactly where you're going.
I actually experienced what you experienced with your Instagram account on Facebook.
Yeah.
I posted some stuff about Eric Pionka and the Ebola and how awesome it'll be when it kills 95% of the population.
Yeah.
And Facebook got really mad.
Yeah.
It started trying to shut down on me. They started asking me a bunch of questions. You need to re-update your profile, all this, and I just kept typing "FU." So
Kept going
they didn't
with
like it.
Nice.
But yeah.
So what's your Instagram site? What's the name of it?
The name on it is just Agenda 21 Wake Up. I think it kind of emboldens everything I try to go about in the title, Agenda 21 at least. I think that's kind of the full spectrum dominance of what the country is a little bit experiencing right now. They're getting hit on all fronts, you know. We're getting more and more genetically modified foods pushed at us. You know, we're getting these dirty vaccines with different chemicals and different heavy metals in it, and we see our autism rates skyrocketing. We see our cancer rates skyrocketing. We see tenfold increases in the last 10 years, and all kinds of different diseases. And you know, I think that a lot of people just aren't really conscious of what they're putting in their bodies, through food at least. And there's just people that don't see the bigger picture to things. And I feel like my Instagram is a good way for me to express it, you know. I'm not the smartest person out there. It's just my opinion. It's my profile. You can go somewhere else and get a different opinion and get a different viewpoint. But what I'm trying to encourage is just kind of doing your research.
Well, you sound very well educated on what's going on.
Thank you.
So, if anybody has any questions for Travis, please call us at 360-693-7544. And I think Travis is going to have to be leaving here shortly. And so this is the time to call in and ask him a question if you have a question. And man, I really appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
really appreciate you just stepping out and making that bold statement, just trying to, you know, I was telling on the last show, it seems like they're always trying to squelch our speech. Every time we try to say something, "Oh, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about." You know, they go to slander and they try to slander the character instead of trying to have an educated debate about the subject.
Yeah.
They want to slander you.
Yep.
And I really commend you for stepping out.
Yeah, you know, and I think this is a great platform too. This TV station, at least, you know, there's not a lot of people who really don't have an agenda when they start the TV show. You know, you just kind of go at it, and nothing's off topic here, and you can just kind of talk about whatever's going on, and that's how you get to the truth. You know, you have conversations with people, you start these conversations in your community, you talk to your neighbors, you know, you inform them. Just start with something you can really get, you know, determined with, and something you're passionate about. You know, if you don't like GMO foods or you want them labeled, start a campaign, make a petition, talk to your neighbors, send out flyers. You know, if you're motivated about telling people to stop taking vaccines, do it. Start
Right.
talking to people. Walk up to someone in the grocery store, say, "Hey, did you know that there's this in your vaccine? If you're going to take it, or go to a flu shot line. You know, inform the people, hey, you know, if you get that flu shot, you're probably 50% more likely to get the flu than if you don't get it.
Right.
Because, you know,
Right.
a human immune system's, it's dealt to deal with viruses, and it's dealt to deal with it on its own. But when you inject the virus directly into you with these flu shots and with whatever else heavy metals are on it, you know, just read the insert. It'll tell you everything that's on there.
Right.
You're doing the harm to yourself, and you know, ignorance is bliss, but it'll still kill you.
Yeah. How hard is it for an individual just to start making those steps to get the information out?
It's as dedicated as you really are to the topic. You know, if you care about something, you got to be the one to show it. You can't expect someone else to do it for you. And like I said, that's kind of how I was raised. You know, you can't expect anything's going to be handed to you or given to you. You have to go out and make it happen. So if you have an idea, if you have a dream, if you have something you're passionate about, go out and show it.
Yeah. It might start out slow, but if you just reach one person, man, it just starts snowballing. And it just gets bigger. You were stuck at like 3,500 followers for a while, right? And all of a sudden it just kicked up to 5,000?
Yeah, you know, I was posting a lot of controversial stuff, and I'll get followers coming in, and I'll get followers going out, you know, people that want to see what's going on, and then they don't like something, so they leave. That's their issue, you know.
Right.
I'm doing what I'm doing, and I know what I believe, so.
Yeah, you can't hold on to everybody.
No,
I mean,
yeah, and it's unrealistic, you know. It's
Right.
it's a person following, you know. I will value your opinion. I'll see what you're talking about, but
Right,
if you don't agree with me, you don't agree. If you want to have a debate, we can have a debate.
right,
So,
yeah. And it doesn't have to be a heated debate. It's,
No, yeah.
we're all trying to learn here. We're trying to back one another up.
Yeah.
I don't know everything. You know, we've all come to that agreement, and but we're always trying to seek for more of the truth. And sometimes when I think I do know the truth, I always have to recant and then kind of change my viewpoint because I find out there's more information out there.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're always evolving. Not everybody has the 110% the answer for the solution to the problem. But Travis, thank you.
yeah, absolutely.
Do you have
It's
any
been
closing
fun.
comments?
Not too many, you know. Just go check out my page, see what's been going on. If you're awake, I appreciate your viewpoint. You know, comment on my stuff. Let me know if you like it. Let me know what you want more of, or
Yeah.
put in your opinion. You know.
Can you give that out one more time?
Yeah, it's Agenda 21 Wake Up. It's all one word on Instagram. And it looks like we got another question over
Yeah,
there
go
too.
ahead, Mitch.
I don't think you should feel stupid with anything that you're doing right now. If you've been watching Congress at all, we've watched the Department of Homeland Security sit there and scoff at the congressman and make them look stupid, or try.
Yeah.
And it really only makes him look stupid. If you're starting the conversation, whether you don't have all your facts right or whatever, if you're getting somebody to some information that they can use, you're doing something incredibly important in my
Exactly.
view. So don't let anybody make you feel stupid. I argue with people all the time.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You're actually helping them, and maybe it'll take them a month to figure it out and actually get in there and look at something. Everybody's got a piece of the puzzle. Not everybody's got everything because there's too much stuff going on.
Yeah,
So
you really just have to light that spark too.
There you
And
go.
Once it gets going, there's no telling where it goes.
that's why I think what you're doing is so important.
Awesome.
Question.
Hi, Travis. It's been interesting having you here tonight. I know probably a lot of people at home don't really know what Agenda 21 is, which is actually a UN program.
Yes, sir.
I was actually wondering if you have any insight as to what's been going on locally with Agenda 21.
Locally, I can't see too much going on, at least with police forces, but I've seen locally, through our train systems at least, I've seen a lot of militarized different MRAP vehicles, tanks, heavy armory coming through our area. Not sure exactly where it's going. I mean, it'd be something for some people to look into if you're really interested in it. You know, so far locally, our police department, I don't think has been bad at all. Clark County Police, they do their job. I've been pulled over by a cop. You know, as long as you cooperate with the cop, if if you do what he tells you, you're not going to get in trouble, and he's not going to look at you as a criminal. And so I think that's a big part of some of these hot topic issues too, is these kids are going out and doing stupid stuff, and then you raise an issue out of a kid being in the wrong, and it's not a good issue to back, but there's a bigger issue there that shows the militarization of the police, and it's something that does need to be talked about, and something that needs to be debated, and probably something that needs to be limited too.
Okay. It's the kind of thing we can do here on FETV.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Yeah, that's very interesting. You know, there's been some debates that the Vancouver police at a certain point is out of control in certain aspects, but the sheriff's department, man, I got to give them some kudos to what they're doing, because just talking with them, those guys are awake, a good portion of them. But I think they kind of keep it balanced with the local police, because I know a couple incidences from certain friends. They've had some run-ins with the police around here, and I think they're just very, some of them are just untrained.
Yeah, absolutely. They get these guys going to the police academy for a month or two, shoot them out on the streets, and who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the scariest part. And you know, I think police officers have a tough job. I mean, they don't know when the next criminal they're going to run into is. And
that's true.
I can commend a police officer all day long for his job, because it is a tough, stressful situation. You know, you don't know if you're going to even come home tonight.
Well, my thinking is that, you know, if they keep going the way they're going, they're not going to have the public support. So that it makes things even worse.
Right.
You know, now you're almost like a public enemy instead of a public servant.
Exactly.
I remember when I was younger, man, it's like, you know, we were good friends with the police. You know, we never had any problems with them unless we were doing something, but that was very rare. But they were always there, basically serving our community.
Exactly.
But as times go on, I'm starting to see that because of the lack of training, it makes the public insecure, and that causes some rift.
Well, and I think to an extent, the police officers see that too, and some of them are just blatantly abusing the power.
Yeah,
exactly. It's just blatantly obvious, and some of them are out there also, and they're just doing their job. You know, they're trying to keep the community safe, and we can't put all police under the same umbrella, because it's not the same. Right. You know, there's a lot of people who want to say, oh, there's no good cops out there, but you don't know all the cops. You haven't talked to them. You don't know what they're about. You know, you might be speeding and he pulls you over and he gives you a ticket and you think he's being an asshole, but really he's doing his job, and he's just trying to keep people safe on the road. And then there's other incidences where they're a little over aggressive. You know, he talks down. Cops will talk down to you all the time, like you're just nothing, and you need to do exactly what they tell you. But it all depends. So
cool. Well, Travis, I know you got to get going.
Yes, sir.
And thank you so much for coming on.
Much. Yeah.
It was nice meeting you,
It was
Travis.
awesome to meet you guys.
Yeah. And if anybody has any questions, please call us at 360-693-7544. And you can also visit us at our website, fvtv11.org, and you can watch all of our past videos and new releases. So,
Yeah.
Man.
I think we wanted to mention that a member of our audience, it's her birthday today. That would be Dixie.
Yes.
So I wanted to extend a happy birthday to her.
Dixie. There we go. Should we sing happy birthday? Hi, guys.
You lead.
I'll let Michael lead since he played the guitar. Matter of fact, why don't you guys come up here?
Yeah, Bobby, you're a singer.
we're
You
gonna
feel
have,
comfortable singing?
Yep. Michael and Bob, come on up. Bobby Lee Experience.
Bobby Lee and Mr. G.
Yep.
I love the way that flows.
Yeah, that works out pretty good. Now, everybody knows Michael's been up here before with us on FETV. Michael. Yeah, always good to see you,
Mr.
man.
G, good to see you, sir.
Yeah, always good to see you, Bob, buddy.
Bob, nice to meet you.
Now, Michael's been on here before with us and taught Adrian how to play.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
an expert now.
Did you practice?
No. Sorry.
installment number 2.
All right. Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Right on.
Oh, okay.
We got Elvis.
What do you remember?
Elvis is in the house.
Okay, I remember I strummed 4 times and you told me where to hold, I think it was like right above the fret?
It was probably right
I
there.
remember these are called frets, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or am I making you fret?
I'll try, this is string 1, this is string 4, try 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, where do you want me to hold or don't hold?
Actually, put your pinky right there.
Okay.
That's G.
What up, G?
Mr. G. And then put this finger right there and take that one off and strum again.
Yeah.
Not bad. So you have a guitar player in you, I can tell.
Well, I'm playing.
Yeah.
Yes.
You said there's one hanging on your wall?
Yes. Well, it's my girlfriend's. So I can pretend that that's why I don't practice this, because she gets mad if I touch it.
Yeah. Well, after 7 years, is it community property or?
I don't know. I think we are a common law state, but you have to live together continuously for 7 years. So every 6.5, I kick her out. She has to go stay. She has to go stay with her parents for a month, and then I invite her back.
He's working the system.
We can't hear you.
Oh, okay. We're gonna run this way.
Okay.
Yeah. So how long have you played the guitar?
What time is it?
I don't know what
I guess 3 minutes.
If I'm playing guitar, I won't be able to hold this though, right?
Yeah, how about we do this? Oh, can't do that. I was gonna move that over there.
You might have to use your apple juice.
No, that's fine.
We need duct tape.
Yeah.
So, so definitely. So I'm not a performing artist. I'm a teacher, a guitar teacher. So, any questions about lessons? Playing guitar?
Oh, she's saying
Okay,
having
while-
trouble hearing you.
While you're talking,
Okay.
hold the mic so we can at least hear you. And then when you go to play, we'll hold the mic for you. That's why you sing.
Excellent. Happy birthday, by the way.
Happy
Yeah, we need to
birthday.
sing her happy birthday.
Oh yeah, that's what we were
when we
here
get to
for.
when we get to that point.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna be singing that, right? I'm
She-
kidding.
The birthday girl starts it.
Oh, is that how it works?
Who's the better singer, Bobby?
He's the singer. I don't
I am
sing.
a singer.
You do tonight.
Yeah, he's an amazing singer-songwriter. This guy here has a studio. He writes incredible words too, very moving. Plays great, sings great, and has a band, the Bobby Lee Experience. Bobby Lee's one word, by the way.
And just so you know how magnificent a teacher Mr. G is.
Oh, here it goes.
He gave me the guitar lesson of my life 5.5 years ago and changed my life.
Right on, brother.
And man, listen to every word he says. You'll be playing with us next time.
He's playing with us now.
Yeah, Michael's changed a
He's
lot of
jamming.
people's lives
He
by
really has.
teaching them how to play. And, you know, even if you are a professional and you just need little touch-ups or fix things, Michael's the guy to go to. I mean,
He
I've
is
heard
the
some
go-to
stories
guy.
that he just...
Thanks, Michael.
Just little tweaks, man, he can totally change the way you play.
I appreciate that.
Oh,
Thanks.
Absolutely.
There's-
I wanted to say, you know, I get a good feeling from you, having you as a teacher, having only been the second time I met you, you have a very easygoing demeanor about you, and I appreciate that. It's like I feel like I can screw up around you and not be mad. and not
Really?
be mad at me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Mrs. G trained me. That's how.
Good job.
That's how I got
And his
there.
bill's coming next week, Adrian.
Yeah. There's a lot of Michaels in this room that I've learned from too. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
The other
So-
Michaels, so there.
So now, how long have you guys been playing together?
We met 5.5 years ago out in front of Briz Loan and Guitar, right next to where Mr. G's School of Guitar is, and we both have many instruments that have come from there.
Oh,
Many.
It's the greatest guitar. It's the greatest guitar show or store known to mankind, without a doubt. It's great. You meet a lot of great people there. I met you first there and didn't even realize it this afternoon.
Oh, that's right.
And
Yeah, we were hanging out there.
yep, waiting for Mr. G.
Yeah, and so about 5.5 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, come around the corner and he's standing outside of his studio, and he just introduces, "Hi, I'm Mike," and I'm going, "Well, I'm Bobby," and we've been together ever since.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Chosen brothers, no doubt.
absolutely.
Yeah, he was wearing a denim jacket, and just the way he looked, I thought, this guy is probably a British rocker, and I expected you to have an accent, actually.
Well, I didn't.
So, yeah, so we can probably play something.
We could
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. Now, what song is this? Is this something that you wrote or Bobby wrote?
Bobby,
This is a song that I wrote, and well, you know, I've written a lot of songs, and
hundreds.
but when I wrote this song, there was just something about it that I said, you know what, Mr. G needs to play with me on this song, and so primarily he has played with me on this song since I really formulated it, and it's growing. It's grown into what you're about to hear.
The river?
No, let's go ahead and do
Oh, the other one.
Love's Been on My Mind.
Yeah, these are fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, we haven't
So
done them in a
love's
little
been on
while.
my mind.
Love's Been on My Mind.
Let's see if
Shall I hold the mic up?
Yeah, let's do that so we can at least hear his music.
I'm gonna need
Well, just the
cues.
guitar, because he's not gonna
this is called tuning.
The Ancient Art.
I apologize, Bobby, but it changed.
Of course it did.
Thank you.
Travis was amazing, by the way. 22.
Absolutely.
22? Is that what you said?
sing. Yeah, when you talk, you need to have the mic.
I said, I think
Oh,
Travis
here.
was.
Sorry, it's off. Okay.
I said, I think Travis was amazing. And I was asking, is he
Yes, he
22?
was.
Is that,
Yeah, 22.
wow, so much clarity.
Yeah, he's really
Gives me
making-
hope for the future, guys.
It does.
I'm telling
It does.
you.
He was
I-
very eloquent.
You know, that's what I like to see.
Yeah.
I think I got it.
All right. Love's Been on My Mind. Here comes love again, like it did the first time. It's a love that never ends. I've looked all my days for love to find me, for a love to keep me warm. Always on my mind, always loves me right. Love's been on my mind, a better loving I'll never find. Love's been on my mind, a better loving I'll never find. This time love will last. In the stars it's written, it's a love that shares no past. Your heart next to mine gives love to meaning. It'll stand the test of time. my mind. Always loves me right. Love's being on my mind. A better loving I'll never find. Love's being on my mind. A better loving I'll never find. Always on my mind. Always loves me right. Love's being on my mind. A better loving I'll never find. Love's being on my mind. A better loving I'll never find. Thank you, brother. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody.
Man, that is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
That was
It
fun.
was just okay.
That was fun.
Just kidding. That was awesome.
Thank you, thank you.
It's past my bedtime, man.
Yes, it kind of is a little
Hey, we're
bit,
just getting
isn't
started here.
it? It's awesome.
So now you said you had a CD coming out, or is it already?
Yeah, we've actually we've got our second CD. It should be out in March. It'll be titled Bobby Lee, No Hate, Do Love, and our first album was released earlier this year. It's Bobby Lee Beyond My Eyes. We've got that listed on online and on iTunes and many of the other stores. And yeah, that's what we're doing.
Nice. That's what's happening.
Right on.
Now, are you playing at any venues where people can follow you?
Well, what we do is I have a recording studio, and not only do we record all our music, and we do that every day, and but we also record some of the local artists, particularly the young artists that are coming up that don't have the funds or resources. And
Right.
so, we make that available to them, whenever possible.
So how does a young entertainer get involved with this, like for you to help them out with recording and stuff?
Well, the best way to do it is to give us a call. We have a website, and you can send me an email on there, and we will get back to every single person, and we do, to every person that comes to us. And that website is www.iambobbylee.com. And
That's all lowercase, right?
that's all lowercase.
Okay.
And yeah, and get a hold of us, and we'll go from there.
Cool. So now, is Michael on this CD also?
No.
No. This song that we just played for you, Mike and I have been working on it better part of a year.
Okay.
And we're coming down to the place where we're going to formally record it. And,
Oh, yeah. Sven, by the way, I talked to him. He wants to talk to us this weekend.
Oh,
His-
terrific,
But this weekend's booked, so maybe next week.
That's at Spensay Studios, right?
Svengali, Svenland.
Yes, it is.
In Vancouver.
Yes, it is. Right on. And so we'll, sometime here in the beginning of 2015, Mike and I will be getting together to formally record this, and
Yeah,
a couple other tunes that we've been working on, and
progress, whatever comes out.
right on.
All right, brother, you want to play again, or do you want to?
Yeah, you know what? Can we do something real quick?
Let's do
Yeah.
Can you guys play Happy Birthday?
Let's do it.
I think.
Maybe.
Do we sing or just?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dixie. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Dixie.
You made another one. Right on.
Right on. Is today the 5th?
Yes.
For the rest of the day.
My father's birthday is today as well. Happy birthday, Pops. He's 83, and
The
I asked him
original
what he
Mr.
wanted.
G.
I asked, Mr. G, what he wanted for his birthday, and he laughed, and he said, another one. That's what,
Yes, amen.
Awesome.
that's what he said.
So what are the song you have for us?
We have a song that I wrote many years ago. It's called The River. And basically, it's a song about paying attention to this beautiful gift we've all been given called life and youth. Don't waste any of it. Pay attention, like that young man told us to here a while back. Yep. And it's a great song. It gives you a good feeling. Right. So we're going to run this one by you and see what you think.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you ready, my brother?
We'll find out.
Okay. The river. Take a trip around the world. You better do it while you can. There's a river moving on, and it dwells in every man. I'm like a river running dry. I don't want it, I swear. I need the water high to replace what I can't bear. And I need to know that I can handle the waves that I share, till the river takes me home again. Take the time to find your life. You better do it while you can. That river's moving on, and it stops for no one's plan. I'm like a river running dry. I don't want it, I swear. I need the water high to replace what I can't bear. And I need to know that I can handle the waves that I share, till the river takes me home again. I don't want it, I swear. I need the water high, every place when I can. And I need to know that I can handle the waves that I share. Till the river takes me home again.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very beautiful.
Bobby Lee.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you wrote that?
Mr. J, yes.
Wow. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you.
So things are swell?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. So I see that you brought your lovely wives.
Yes,
Of course.
we did.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, can we get them
Apparently
on
it
camera? So,
Apparently it
yeah,
pays great
because last time,
dividends.
What's that?
I said apparently it pays great dividends to learn to play the guitar.
Actually,
We are blessed men. There
we
is
are-
no doubt about that.
totally, we found women that tolerate us.
Yes, we did.
yeah, last time you were on, Michael, you said,
Beautiful.
yeah, this is the song that I serenaded my wife with, and where is she?
Oh, that's
She
right.
left the room.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was funny.
I forgot about that. Mhm. So,
So what's in the future for you guys? What are you guys thinking? Where are you going to go? Just try to get the CD out, or
my whole focus is to teach, to just book students, and in a dream world, be able to do lessons in different countries on weekends, and work on our acoustic stuff. It's Finland.
Yes, yes. Good friend of ours who has
That was amazing.
beautiful
Amazing, brother.
home studio and
So
incredible acoustics.
So that's mine, and then the Bobby Lee Experience has their own business, their own goals.
Yes, we do. We're pursuing our national venue, which hopefully this year will, as it has in the past, continue to grow, and we're continue to make albums, record music, and sing about love. That's really what we're about.
now when you say the Bobby Lee Experience, do you have a band behind you?
Yes, we do. I have sensational players. Kevin Detwiller is my drummer. Ron Hill is kind of our guru. He plays bass. He sings background vocals. He plays keyboards. He plays lead guitar, and it's quite an eye-opening experience just to sit there and watch him do what he does. Sometimes we, the other players, just kind of go, "Wow, did you see that?" And he's just amazing.
Yeah.
And so we put on a real good show, and we're always looking forward to doing it. So we keep recording albums and moving toward the future, as long as that future allows us to move forward.
Right.
And like this beautiful lady who had her birthday today, to have one more is always a great adventure.
Yes, it is.
So that's kind of what we're doing.
Cool.
Yep.
And so if people want to learn how to play the guitar, they need to get a hold of you
Right.
downtown?
Yeah, Mr. G's School of Guitar is 508 Washington Street. I'm right downtown on Washington, right across from Smith Tower. And the phone number, yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
right, 360-852-0562. That's it.
And like I said, I own a recording studio. It's Studio One Recordings. We're here in Vancouver, and call for an appointment. Call just to say hi. Like I said, leave me an email. I will get back to you. And our phone number is 980-9674, Monday through Friday, anytime. We'll get a hold of you, and can't wait to hear from you.
And you guys are helping people that are really struggling, you know, basically financially, that are trying to get their music out and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, it's more about getting your idea out and expressing yourself and having someone there to help you express that, and that's really more important than the money.
Right.
You know, nothing's free, but it's not about the money.
Yeah.
You know, and give us a call. You know, we'll work something out. We've never turned anybody down
Yeah,
yet.
that's what we kind of do here is with the station. You know, we're a free speech station and we're public access, and that's what we're doing here is trying to allow people to have an avenue to kind of be exposed, and you know, where they wouldn't have this platform anywhere else. You know,
Right. And it's a great platform you guys have put together here. It's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
It really is.
Yeah, it's very comfortable.
We
Good
try to make
vibe.
it comfortable.
Yeah, it's homey. It's homey. I like it.
So if anybody wants to call in and ask Michael or Bob any questions, please call us at 360-693-7544. And we'll be here for a little bit longer so everybody can call in and ask questions.
You ready for your lesson?
Ready for your lesson?
You know what? Every time I get with Michael, talk about making people look good. Man, I get there, I start playing, and Michael start playing along with me, and I'm like, yeah, I sound really good.
You did sound good.
But the whole time he's just making me look really good.
Solid rhythm.
Sound good.
God bless him.
Well, Michael's got solid rhythm.
Is he gonna get? So is he gonna get a lesson too?
No, I already had one today.
He did have one today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So that means
Sue, come on back. Hey, everybody else has had their second lesson. Come on, Sue. Come on. So what's this next song you guys gonna play?
Can we play another?
Yeah,
Is
let's
that
play another
cool?
one.
All right. It's got, this room's fun to play in, if you all don't mind.
Yes, it's got a great tone in it.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. Let's do the. Take the time to love. Baby, we'll find love gonna last forever. Take the time to dream. Baby, we'll find love right there together. Take the time to love, take the time to dream. Take the time to hold one another, and love gonna find its own way. Take the time to dream, take the time to love, take the time to hug one another, and love gonna find its way. Take the time to dream. Maybe we'll find dreams are gonna last forever. Take the time to hold. Maybe we'll find love gonna fill the whole earth. Take the time to love, take the time to dream. Take the time to hold one another, and love gonna find its own way. Take the time to dream, take the time to love, take the time to hug one another, and love gonna find its own way.
I kind of remember that one.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Thank you, guys.
Good
Thank
job,
you
guys.
so much. Thank
That's
you
amazing.
so much. Oh, thanks a lot, Mike. That means a lot.
Appreciate you having us.
Oh, yeah.
It was
You know,
awesome.
how long did it take for you to kind of get your fingers to do what you wanted to do?
You mean the second time?
The second time.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Michael. It's taken me 2 years just to get this pinky to work.
You know, I really don't know how much time it takes on a calendar, but it's about sitting down with it for a certain period of time while you're relaxed, while you're comfortable, and hearing in your head. One of my guitar teachers would ask me what I did, and I said, well, I came up with this lick, and I'd start to play it, and he'd go, sing it. And I'd say, no, I can play it, and he goes, yeah, sure, sing it. And I'd like, I don't sing, and he goes, well, if you can sing it, then you can learn how to control the instrument and play it, but you have to be clear on what it is in your head, so sing it. And so when you let yourself get comfortable, most of my students, in fact, I think pretty everybody, at least I fundamentally hold that everybody does, it was for me, as soon as I was relaxed, it's like I was able to get the neural pathway connection to my finger, so it became natural. So it really wasn't a matter of time or just rote practice. Having said that, there's no substitute for, you know, repetition on many things. But just to get comfortable with your hands, and then you're no longer wrestling with the instrument, but you're, you know, dancing with the instrument. Then things come fast. Then it's like looking at a piece of music or a songbook that has just chords in it, and being able to learn a song just as you go through it in 5 or 10 minutes, and pretty soon, you know, a songbook is like a new toy. Right. You just got a bunch of songs. You start thinking of songs maybe that, for me, I started thinking of songs that I've grown up with that I never considered playing, and then I listen to them and I can hear the structure of them now. So, you know, I don't know, some people do it really quick, some people it takes time, but I think it has to do with their level of comfort while they're holding the instrument, you know. There seems to be this, I don't know why, but it's this implied agreement that musicians starting out can't play in front of somebody or with someone until they, you know, sound exactly like the the recording, or they feel like they play it well. When it's a language, you know, we could be speaking it immediate, just like we do when we're children. So, why? Are you comfortable? Because you sound comfortable. When you're playing, you sound really comfortable. You're really solid.
Well, your atmosphere makes it comfortable too.
Well, how long did it take you?
Oh, it's taken me a while.
Yeah.
But, you know.
And you worked with your hands a lot, right? And so,
Right.
Yeah, you know, like I used to do a lot of yard work and drywall, and my hands would be kind of stiff. It would take a while to kind of break them up. But this became a physical therapy. So I think the second time I was able to do it quicker. The first time I did bar chords wrong, and it took me like 2 years to do my first bar chord, and I just did them completely wrong. The second time, I learned them pretty quick. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm just
it
rambling.
does.
I'm just rambling. At
Oh,
this
no,
point,
there's
but-
no ramble in it. That's absolutely profound. I mean, most people, and we run into them a lot, they say, well, you know, come on up and play. And I say, well, you know, I'm not done learning. And it's like, but that's the lesson.
Right, right. It's
Okay.
just speak the language.
It's playing with each other and learning how to communicate with each other with an instrument and your voice, you know, or whatever it is that you play, you know, and coming together. There's a unity that happens between us, musicians, and
Yeah.
it comes out in our music.
Having a musical conversation.
It is.
Well,
It's amazing.
One thing you said that really, you know, hit, pardon the pun, but struck a chord.
Oh, yeah.
You know, is how you said it has to feel comfortable in your hands, and that's exactly true. Like, and I don't know if it's just because it's someone else's property, but when you hand me the guitar, it feels like someone handed me their baby. Like, oh God, what if I drop it? What if I break a string? You know, it just feels really awkward.
Well, in a sense I am, but in this sense, this is kind of a workhorse guitar. I don't think much would happen to it. It's got dents and chips, and it even has that little sticker there even.
Yeah, its scars prove its worth in battle.
Yeah, and this came from Briz Loan Guitar.
While you guys were playing, I actually wrote Mike this note. It just says, "I like watching Mr. G's fingers at work." You know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's insane the dexterity, you know, that you have watching, and it made me think, you know, that song, you know, "Devil Went Down to Georgia."
Oh yeah.
With the fiddle.
Yeah, Charlie.
If the devil made you that bet with a solid gold guitar, would you take the bet?
That's a heavy guitar, solid gold. Way too.
Sure
I
is.
sold my old Les Paul that I love, so no. No.
I hear you.
No, I got the guitars that I'm happy with, but thanks. Well, you got a gold guitar for sale?
You're never done. You're never done finding the next happiness guitar.
Well,
I've noticed.
there's as long as there's room on my wall to hang one, I have a sense of obligation to find a home for those lost guitars.
Me too, brother.
So do you guys sense that, like, right when you come together with somebody, that you're easily able to play in harmony with each other, or do you,
With us, it
do you see
was.
that maybe there might be some struggles right at first?
That's a great question, Mike.
It is.
You know what? When I play with Mr. G, no matter whether we're playing together or whether we come to a group of other musicians, Mike and I have such a smooth ride when we play that other musicians can just fall right into it and feel like they are home. Okay, and we have a good vibe.
Yeah, and historically, I mean, like forever, I've been kind of difficult to play with. I just sit by myself. I've never really considered myself a performer, but a teacher, right? So I like to jam, and I like to work on things, and so I consequently add all these parts that are just little glimpses of the symphony that seems to always be going on in my head. And so I didn't really know what parts to play when I would play with other musicians, and I have a tendency to rush the beat. So historically, I've been really, not that easy to play with or jam with. But with Bobby, it was just instant. I attributed that to you, actually.
People ask me, what are your influences, and they say, whose music can you play? And I'm going, well, I can't. I never learned how to play other people's songs. I just love music. I have since I was a little kid. And it just seemed to make sense to me, instead of trying to spend all that time and energy learning someone else's song, to put that time and energy into creating a song. Yeah. And over the course of, 40 years, I've gotten pretty good at it. And then Mr. G came along, and those little parts and those little insignificant little things that seem just teeny parts of something bigger, he's found a home for some of those with the way that I play and what I play. And he's one of my favorite people on the earth to play with.
That's a big ditto, brother.
So do you think that's what makes you unique as a player or as a musician?
I do. I think that, it's, we run into all kinds. We actually have friends that think that the original music is not as important as learning to perfect someone else's performance. And, it's like, who am I to say? It's like that's what their goal is in playing music. My goal is to find those places in my heart and expose them with a guitar and song. And this man here puts the finishing pieces on it like they're in my head, like he's literally looking inside of me and pulling them out and applying them to this little song, this little piece of guitar work that I've done, and makes them magnificent. And
it goes both ways, yeah, totally. You play, a lot of times you play exactly what I'm hearing in my head too, is supposed to be there.
Well, we're definitely muses.
Our friend Sue that plays is an amazing musician. She calls it sprinkling fairy dust. She does that really well. She's great at it. But That's what it occurs like. Like, he's just doing all the work, and I just get to actually sprinkle this little fairy dust.
So would you guys say that, is it more important that a person finds their own niche or to play other people's music? What's the best way for someone to kind of express themselves and maybe become an artist?
I always have an answer.
I have an answer for you. You go first, my brother.
You sure?
Yes, absolutely.
I think if someone's starting an instrument or they're just getting into music, whatever inspires them is what I support them in, right? Whatever inspires them. Having said that, my interest is when I hear, like one of my students, I want to be able to catch their musical voice, their signature, you know, their musical interpretation or arrangement of someone else's or their original. Like, I would hear and say, oh wow, that's Mike. And then I would go, oh wow, that's Hotel California. So I'd recognize your style first. It's like I can hear stuff on the radio I've never heard before, and I could say, I know that's Eric Clapton, that's Carlos Santana, there's no doubt that's Jimi Hendrix. It's because at that window of time when they were recorded, they had such a strong musical voice that they got a musical signature, and you can just hear it. And on the guitar, it's mostly this hand over here, not so much this. You know, at some point, everyone on the planet kind of has to do the best placement and pressure that they can here, and transition and timings from here. This hand has 5 jobs, so if you start watching a lot of the great players that have played a lot, they're minimal movement, really minimal movement over here. This hand over here is kind of, you know, behind the curtain. It's behind the curtain that exposes the secret of Oz. You know, it's that hand. So, yeah, to answer your question, whatever inspires somebody to get started, and then I'm interested really in their interpretation, their voice, you know, what's inside them. If it's someone else's material, what can they do with it? And, you know, the more we analyze a song, the more we get comfortable with the structure, the more we hear all the parts. Once we hear all the parts, there's another part we hear that's in our head. That's when we have our arrangement of it. So that's what's interesting to me. I don't know if that's a lot of words to answer that.
No, that was great.
Very good. Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of along the same line, only with me, it's, look, whoever's out there, pick the guitar up, or like you said, any instrument that you want, and then at your first opportunity, which I guarantee you will happen before your confidence in yourself happens, but that opportunity to play with other people, take that time, play with other people. The more exposure you have to other musicians and other situations musically, the faster you're going to learn, the more you're going to learn, and the more fun you're going to have. And if you're not having fun doing this, then you're doing it the wrong way.
Yeah,
so it's about fun.
It's got to be fun, man.
There it is.
We have fun.
We do.
I had a question for you.
Yes.
You've mentioned a few times that you're not a performance artist, you're a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
But wouldn't you consider this performing?
This is a stretch for me.
Okay.
This is a you know, a really comfortable venue, and I somehow, when Mike invited me the first time, missed that it was live on air. I didn't catch that until Mrs. G pointed it out as we were here. But I think that's why I kept stopping and having conversations in the middle, because I've done the band performance, and I've done theater and stage play stuff, and I have a really clear distinction on what performance is and what entertainment is, and I get really inspired by teaching. I have a lot of fun. You know, if I'm performing, there's always the anxieties that come with having to play and generate when I might not feel like playing that way. But as a performance, I mean, that's the gig. That's, you know, being professional enough and tight enough to do it in spite of, you know, whether you feel like it or not at this time, at this location, with this equipment. But the other thing is, I kind of like to go to bed early, and a lot of gigs are at night.
The first response especially made a lot of sense as to why, you know, like just not having to do something you don't feel.
You can relate to that then. Yeah, totally.
Well, it just kind of shocks me and saddens me because you're very good and entertaining to watch. So.
Oh, thank you. But man, I got some students that just blow me away. I have this one student that, jokingly, he's so comfortable seeking gigs and just taking them. Thurston, I just love that guy. And jokingly, I just said, you got more gigs than an apple. That was a technology joke.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, gigs.
I got that.
But I just, I have students who just love to gig, and I have other students who just don't. So I don't do recitals, but I really encourage my students to get together, to at least jam. And if they're in a band, to just set a gig. I mean, nothing gets you ready like a gig, you know? Nothing does. When you have an objective to learn a song or learn guitar, it's just there. But when you set a specific measurable date and time, like I'm going to be, you know, at 10th and Broadway at 8:30 p.m. on Monday the 26th or whatever, you have a completely different relationship to your objective. It becomes really specific and measurable results that, you know, you're either there or you're not. So nothing gets you ready like a gig. So I encourage my students to go do the work while I just sit back and jam with them in my little cubby hole and let them go. But no, Bobby's absolutely right. Nothing will get you ready to just accept music than being just in a place to share music, even if it's the first time, you know. It occurs just as an insight and a revelation at the same time because you're putting some kind of action with this. It's just an epiphanic moment for people who hear music while they're playing it with other people for the first time. And it's pretty magical. I love it. I totally love it.
It is. It's great to watch.
Yeah, I mean, people will get
It's
hooked,
great
you
to
know.
watch.
It's just
Great to
like,
be a part of.
yeah, and it's just.
It is.
See, you got hooked, right? All it takes is one nice chord with someone else doing it, you know, and you're going, whoa. Jamming occurred. That was music, it felt.
Like you said, I sound great.
Yeah, exactly. So do you guys have another song?
We could come up with something. I don't know what.
You want to do Hearts of Stone? Oh, you want to go there?
I don't know. We could do Hearts of Stone.
And if
That's a
anybody
nice
wants
song.
to call in, go ahead. If anybody wants to call in, 360-693-7544.
It's A minor F, C, G, alpha. Yeah. Yeah, Hearts of Stone.
Into the darkest room where we can hardly see. Into the light we come, into the air we breathe. We're gathered everywhere and thought to think alone. Creating minds that fear, creating hearts of stone. So here I am, I'm a strong man, but I'm a wanderer, lost control. There we are, lost in the same place, caught what is right and what is wrong. There it's who we are. So heaven help this place and melt these hearts of stone. We're off into the sky before we learn to fly. Forever reaching out and never asking why. For never turning back for who we left alone. Creates an atmosphere, creates a heart of stone. So here I am, I'm a strong man, but I'm a wanderer, lost control. Here we are, lost in the same place, caught between what is right and what is wrong. Hell, it's who we are. So heaven help this place and break these hearts of stone. It said there is a place where we can all agree. It said there is a land where we are truly free. I'd like to ride that wave and watch as kingdom comes. Into the velvet sky and through the setting sun. So here I am, I'm a strong man, but I'm a wanderer who lost control. Here we are, lost in the same place, caught between what is right and what is wrong. Hell, it's who we are, so heaven help this place and melt these hearts of stone. Heaven help this place and melt these hearts of stone. Thank you. Thank you. I did it Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Felt good. Felt good.
Bobby Lee original, Hearts of
Felt
Stone.
good.
Yeah.
The words are great, man. You write
Felt
great
good.
words.
Great parts.
Great words.
Great parts.
How long do you suppose it, or how long did it take you guys till your fingers quit hurting? That's something
30
I noticed.
days.
Even just
30
holding
days.
and pushing on that string, man, it's like, yeah.
It's easy. 30 days.
30 days.
Half hour a day for 30 days, and it'll
Huh.
go away.
Yeah.
And
Who
then
says
that's
that?
the trap, because then you have to play every day. Because you can go 2 or 3 days, but if you go 4 days, you'll go, oh man, that hurts. So just,
If you don't use a pick, it's both hands, because then you're going.
There
Every
it
once in a
is.
while, I'll have a student that, like a young student especially, I'll challenge to go through a chord book, and I'll play everything left-handed while they're playing everything right-handed. And both my fingers hurt, because I'm not used to using the same parts. It's really, it reminds me of how challenging
yeah,
it was
we
in the
need
beginning.
to actually, we need to actually make a video of that, because it's quite amazing to watch.
Yeah. No.
I'm waiting for you to use your feet and your legs to play with next. I mean, you know, it's kind of like,
I admire drummers. I don't know how they do
I'm
it.
telling you.
So, do your wives play any instruments?
Well, you know, it's kind of funny. You know, we've been talking about Mr. G as a teacher. He took my wife 2 years ago and taught her how to play guitar. And her goal,
Great finger picker.
she told me recently, she says the only reason she ever wanted to learn guitar was so she could play my songs, so we could sit down and play together.
Oh, wow.
And
How nice.
she is really learning a lot. And
She's amazing. She's a great finger picker, too.
She is.
We're just working on volume.
Yes, we are. And,
But yeah, Val.
very, very soon she'll be up in the forefront with us, and we're looking forward to it.
She's done some recording, yeah.
Yes, she has. She
Yeah.
started that process.
And Mrs. G has lots of talents. She just kind of expressed an interest a little bit in a Native American flute. So we got one, and we have to take her to the woods so she can learn to play it. She is a gardener, and she is incredible as a source of information for nutrition and health.
Yeah, we want to bring her on
Oh,
someday.
she is. She
Yeah,
is.
it's an interest that a lot of people around here have is about the GMOs and what they're doing to people's bodies, and And we know through you that Mrs. G knows quite a bit.
She does.
She does.
So we'll have to
vouch
bring
for
her.
that.
Yep,
We'll have to bring her on one of these shows, maybe next Friday.
You have to talk to her about that. I have to talk to the boss.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so we're getting close to wrapping this up. But
Thank
we
you
really
so much
appreciate
for
you guys.
having us.
Thanks
man.
for having us, man. This
Yeah.
was a blast.
Yeah,
This was
man.
awesome.
It's awesome to see people just in a relaxed situation and just playing so beautifully together.
Well,
It's
it's
thanks,
just
Michael.
awesome.
just so you know, it's amazing walking into a comfortable situation that makes me feel very easy and ready to play and ready to just, I mean, I just kind of feel like we sit here and had a gig with each other tonight, you know? It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, exactly.
Kinda did,
for,
I guess.
Well,
We
yeah,
did.
for a guy who doesn't like gigging or performing at all, I have a great time here. So
Oh, me too.
It's a great time having
thanks,
you.
thanks, Adrian. Appreciate
Thank
it, man.
you, Adrian.
Yeah, you're
Thanks
welcome.
a lot, man.
You did
Thank
good
you
on your
for coming.
second lesson.
Oh yeah, I really blew it away.
We just need to get Sue up here to do her second lesson on while we're closing out here. Come on. Your second lesson. Oh, come on.
See, everybody else has to buy a guitar to get that lesson.
Like you just said, Adrian, it's like making somebody fit, and I love babies, but that was not comfortable.
Yeah, it's fun to try. But yeah, I guess we're at about that point. So I
Yeah.
guess if you guys want to just play until we're off or
Yeah,
something, just
and
jam. And
let's just
we'll
say
just
something to the viewers. You know, you're more than welcome to come down here. We had a caller last week, Mitch, that called in, and he came down and spent half the time with us here.
Yeah, I didn't
and
notice he had to
You don't
leave.
have to stay the whole 2 hours here with us. You can come down and just visit for a little bit and then leave when you have to. But come down and join us, and it's like a party down here.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
thank you, Adrian.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike. Till next Friday, guys.
Yep, next Friday.
Thanks for
Take us
having
out, guys.
Yeah, Hearts of Stone.
into the darkest room where we can hardly see. Into the light we come, into the air we breathe. We're gathered everywhere and thought to think alone.